Right. What's up? What's up? This is Business Credit Secrets with our girl Jewell. Really quick, we're going to jump into some networking. These ladies are going to explain who they are, what they do, and what they're hoping to get tonight. Please make sure that you like and subscribe and come on into the Facebook room so you can learn more. I'll start off. My name is Desiree Delacruz. I am the founder of Sis Get Up. I always like to say that it is not just my group, though. Please come in, ladies. Please offer your advice, your tips, your tricks, all of that good stuff. Another thing that I do is I publish authors. And so if you have a book, if you have a story, a journal, any of that stuff inside of you, don't hesitate to get with your girl. And then lastly, I am just looking to soak up all the knowledge from our girl, Jewell. She is bomb.com. She actually has a book coming out, well, already out. I'll let her explain all that, but I'm just looking to hear even more of her jewels that she dropped. Her name is Jewell, and she be dropping jewels. So that's a little bit about me. Who else wants to go?
Hey ladies, good evening. I'll introduce myself. My name is Rachel Pettis. I own Pettis Effect Insurance Agency. I'm a licensed insurance agent, so I do life insurance, annuities, 401k rollovers. And I'm currently looking for clients as well as people that are looking to start insurance as a side hustle. Very lucrative for minimal amount of time, doing something very valuable to the community. In terms of business credit, I would say I'm like a tier 1 level. So I've got my EIN, I've got my business established. I order from Quill, a couple other vendors, but definitely looking to figure out how to scale that and truly use it to just grow my business. So definitely looking for the knowledge that we'll get from Jewell tonight. Thank you.
Awesome. I love that. I love how you said, listen, I got that side hustle that don't take a lot, but you can make some money. Okay. I love it. And I love what you're here for. Who is next? Who is next? We got some ladies coming in the room. What we're doing right now is just introducing ourselves, quick intro, who you are, what you do, and then what you're hoping to gain tonight. Who wants to go next? Come on, ladies. Come on, Tony. You know you kicked us off, girl.
Look, y'all know I got babies in the background. That's why I didn't want to come off mute. But my name's Antonia Dupree. I'm a mindset coach and a business strategist. So I help women confidently show up online. And that's my daughter in the background. So sorry. But hi, ladies. I'm looking to gain more information and strategy. So let me get on mute.
I love it. You fine, sis. I love hearing them babies. That is amazing that you do all that with them babies right there. Okay, that's inspiration for somebody. Who is next? Welcome, Corey. We are just introducing ourselves. If you want to talk about your business and share why you're here, go ahead. We have a couple more minutes.
Hi, hello, ladies. I'm Corey Luckett. I currently have one business. It's two. Coco's Custom Creations, and that is where I customize like t-shirts and cups and mugs. And then I also have a nonprofit. It's called Believe Family Outreach. We are new. We are in the city of Lansing, Michigan, and it was initially founded because I was a teen mom, and so I wanted to help teen moms. And then with so much going on with our youth period, God basically gave me a vision to open it up to more than just teen moms, but our youth, primarily working with our minorities. So that is me. And the website for my nonprofit is believefamilyoutreach.org if you all want to go check me out, or if you need help or need some some youth that might need some help or some resources, then I'm available.
I love it. Thank you, sis. And if you want to drop that in the chat, any of you ladies who want to drop your websites, your Instagram, any of that stuff, that way if people want to follow you, they can grab it. Corey, anything specific you're coming on for tonight?
Well, I wanted to learn more about your business credit. I know a little bit about business credit. I do have some business credit, but knowledge is power. And
Yes.
the more knowledge you know, and then not just know, but apply it,
Not yet. Come
um,
on.
then the more successful you are. So I would love to hear other women with like minds and who have businesses or who are trying to start a business or what have you, learn more about business credit just so that we can educate each other, help each other. Each one
Yes.
read one, teach one.
Yes, ma'am. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing, sis. That
You're
was
so welcome.
amazing. Yes, come on, Sade.
Hi, I'm Sade. I am the CEO of Alexander's AKC Kennels. We have English Bulldog Hugs, and I am looking to learn about business credit and trying to stay self-employed with everything as well.
Come on, sis. You better market them babies right there, looking cute.
My son is one, so
Awesome. Did you say what you're looking to gain tonight? Oh, you did. I'm sorry. I'm so distracted by the bulldogs. Those are so cute.
they're 6 weeks old. They are chunky.
I love it. Oh my goodness. Be sure to drop your website in the chat. Somebody definitely love that. All right. I love it. Anybody else want to go before we hand it over to our amazing speaker? Last call, ladies. Anybody? All right. Perfect. Hi, Trizana. I didn't even see you came in. Hey, sis.
Hey.
Hey, you want to tell about your business real quick?
Oh no, I'm good. Go ahead and move on, sis. Thank
All
you.
right, you ready? Okay. All right, Miss Jewel, if you are ready, go ahead and you got the stage, sis.
Okay, thank you. So my name is Jewell Bozman. Most people call me Coach Jewel. I am a full-time entrepreneur. I fired my boss 3 years ago. Actually, my 3-year anniversary is coming up, March 18th, 2020. 2020. I fired my boss. So it's almost been 3 years. Um, so I definitely, have a lot of stories behind that. But I was able to start what 7 businesses in 24 months. So Desiree wrote my book. So thanks, Desiree. She is bomb. I appreciate you for asking me to be on tonight as well. But she wrote my book, and that was one of the first things she said because I had to give her my bio. She was like, is this a typo? Like, did you really mean to say you started 7 businesses in 24 months? Yes. So I live in Atlanta, Georgia, but I am originally from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I moved to Georgia 9 years ago. And so, it's like I said, it's been a process. It's definitely a story behind it. But I am in my happier years, thank God, because I went through a lot of depression. I was homeless at one point. I'm a single mother. I have 2 daughters. So it's definitely been hard. But now I am living my best life. I have time freedom, financial freedom. Out of my 7 businesses, 3 of them are 6-figure businesses. And I'm just blessed. So I hope to encourage somebody tonight. I'm gonna tell a little bit of my story through the PowerPoint, not that much, but just in some of the examples that I give you. So I just hope to encourage some of y'all just to let y'all know, like, your dreams will come true. You just gotta manifest that thing, keep praying about it, keep speaking, you know what I'm saying, what you want to see until you see what you say. So at the end of the presentation, I will do a question and answer. So if you have any questions, you guys just go ahead and write them down, save them, because as long as Desiree allows me to be here tonight with you this evening, I will stay here and answer every single question. Let me see. I can share my screen, right?
Yes, ma'am. You should have access.
Okay, cool. Yep, I got it. All right. Okay, so as you guys know, this presentation is about business credit. I started researching business credit in 2020, right before I fired my boss. It was kind of like something that I just came across that I didn't really know what it was. So I was like, let me try to figure this out. And so I probably researched for a good year, like a full year before I even applied for anything. Like I'm just really thorough like that. Like I want to make sure like I have a concept down packed before I actually dive into it. And so it actually worked for my benefit. Outside of my first two businesses, which my first business was a vegan t-shirt line and my second business was a mobile notary business. Outside of those two businesses, the remaining 5 companies that I have, I never spent a dime of my money. Every single company that I have started since then, I have used business credit, including my salon suites, which is a commercial space. And we're talking about first month rent, last month rent, and a deposit being almost $15,000. And I didn't go into my bank account for that. So I like to help people understand the concept of business credit so that they can stop going into their 401k, their bank account, and using their personal funds to fund or start a new business. So what is business credit? Basically just what it says. It's credit for your business. But people don't understand like literally how extensive it could be. Like I said, I started 5 businesses and I did not use any of my own funds. So I have used business credit for the following things: to purchase supplies and inventory, to pay bills or deposits, like I just said with my suites. I basically liquidated my credit card. So there's a few different ways you can liquidate your credit card. I hope Desiree told y'all I'll be dropping gems. So I'm about to start right now. I know we like 2 minutes in, but I'm gonna give you 3 ways to liquidate your credit cards right now. So if you have a business credit card or even a personal credit card, it could work either way. But you can use a company called Plastic. And basically you can pay yourself or you could pay another vendor, but just using your credit card. Okay. So if you have a business and you have a credit card, you can set up an account with Plastic and you can set it up to where it's coming off of your credit card, but it's going to your business. So you basically are just liquidating your own funds. I want to say it's like maybe 3% to do that. Another way to do it is called manufacturer spending. So with manufacturer spending, you're gonna want to use your business credit cards to buy Simon gift cards. And you can buy Simon gift cards from simon.com/gift card, or you can go to any Simon mall location. So here in Atlanta, if you're in the Atlanta area, that would be Sugarloaf, Mall of Georgia, or Lenox Mall. And you can go into their management office, or you can go into the middle of the mall to the customer service center, and you can literally purchase $10,000 per day in gift cards, and then you will take those gift cards, purchase money orders, and take the money orders and deposit them into your bank account. There is maybe like a $5 fee per $1,000 because you're going to pay $3.95, I want to say, for the gift card, and then $1 for the money order. So that's the cheaper way to liquidate. And then the other way to liquidate is to actually just call your credit card company and ask them to send you a balance transfer check. So a balance transfer check is going to be the same thing as like a regular check, except instead of it coming out of your checking account, it's going to come off of your business credit card. So if I need to pay a $5,000 bill and I don't want to take the $5,000 out of my savings account, I'll get a balance transfer check. I will write the check from myself to my business, or from my business to myself, and then I will deposit it into the appropriate account. And now I have just liquidated the $5,000 from my business credit card, and I did not have to pay a cash advance fee. Okay, so that's how you would use your business credit to either pay bills or pay deposits. Again, you can also start a business. Like there's so many of these accounts where you can buy your inventory, your supplies. Like for example, I have a vending machine business. That's another one of my businesses. And you can purchase your vending machine from Sam's Club. So if you get a Sam's Club business credit card, you can literally go on samsclub.com and they have a variety of different vending machines. You can buy your vending machines, you can buy all of your snacks right there from Sam's Club, and then go and start a vending machine business. Never pay anything out of pocket and just started a business. Another popular business to start on business credit is Airbnb or rental property, or anything that you need to stage. If you need furniture, if you need dishes, or you need anything like that. Like that is so easy to do with business credit. So some of you guys I know have thought about starting an Airbnb, but what stops you? Startup cost, right? You like, I don't have the deposit to pay for that apartment or for that house. And then I don't have the capital to go buy the bed, the furniture, do all the decor. But with business credit, it makes it all possible, right? So so you can start a business or cover your startup costs, and then you can also scale with business credit. Once you get to about 2 years into business, you can start scaling your business credit. You can actually start getting lines of credit. You can start getting cash advances if that's, you know, what floats your boat. You can start getting SBA loans, you know, bank loans. Like it's so many different options, but you have to start somewhere. And so we're going to talk about that. So what I see with a lot of my clients, I actually do coaching one-on-one for business credit, and 9 out of 10 times one of these 12 steps are missing. And the reason why the foundation is so important is because this will lead to denials. Okay, you may not get a denial right away, but eventually as you continue to move up the ladder, because you're going to start with starter account and vendor accounts, but then you're going to eventually move up to, like I said, the line of credits and the loans and stuff like that. So you're going to want to make sure that this foundation is solid. So we're going to go through all of these 12 steps really quick. So the first thing is to decide to start a business and to name the business. So I know that sounds so easy and so simple. Like I can name a business 10 times, but you want to really make sure that you research the industry that you're getting into, because the problem that a lot of people are running into is they're starting businesses and they're naming their businesses and they're creating red flags for themselves because they haven't researched the industry, and the industry is considered high risk. So a couple high risk industries would be trucking, credit repair, real estate investing, anything doing with like casino or like gambling or funds like that. So you just want to make sure that you are researching the industry and you're not already setting yourself up for failure. Also making sure you create a competitive advantage for yourself. I seen a post the other day on Facebook and somebody was asking, is it okay to research your competition and to basically take note about what they're doing so that you can either copy that and do it better or do something different? And I feel like it's not. I feel like if you aren't doing that, you aren't taking your business serious enough. You want to create a competitive advantage. You want to bring something to the table where somebody feels like they want to choose you to do business with you instead of doing business with somebody else who's doing the same thing. It doesn't mean that, you know, is you being competitive or trying to be somebody's competition, but it just means that you're being smart about starting your business and you are separating yourself from the wolf pack. If you have a service-based business, like my notary business, for example, is 24-hour notary, you want to make sure that your business names are Googleable. And no, that's not a real word. I created that. But basically what that means is if you put yourself in the position to already be searched without particularly needing to be searched, you're going to bring more traffic. So 24-hour notary is actually the number 3 Google search when it comes to notary, right? So even though that's the name of my business, I chose that name particularly because I know where I live, people always need notaries, and I kind of figured like people will be looking for notaries at weird times and weird days. So let me pick something that's going to automatically be something that people are searching for. And lo and behold, it was the number 1 search engine. So, well, not the search engine, but it was the number 1 like search phrase or whatever. So I just landed myself into a whole bunch of business. The second thing is to get a business address. So yes, you do need a business address. Please do not use your home address. Ideally, this needs to be a brick and mortar. But if you don't have a brick and mortar, then you can use a virtual office address. I recommend Opus because Opus is going to serve a double purpose. It's going to be your business address, but then it's also going to report as a trade line. You will need this for most things that you register or apply for. So this is probably one of the first things that you want to get before you even get started. Like even before you get your entity, you have to have a business address to actually put on the application for your LLC. So this is a very important step. A lot of people ask me if iPostal is okay or like the post office, and the answer is no. The reason being is because those are not actual business addresses. And when lenders look up the address that you give them whenever you have like an iPostal or a PO box address, is actually bringing up the company that you got the PO box from, and so they look at that as being red flags, and sometimes you can get denials. Get a business email. As simple as this sounds, I see too many people with Gmails. Like, I get people to send me emails all the time, and it comes from business owners, and I always look at that little N, and I'm like, what it say? And it'd be like at gmail.com. And I just be like, oh my goodness. So make sure y'all get a business email, okay? So no Gmails, no AOLs, no Yahoos. You could purchase an email from GoDaddy literally for like $12 a year. No lie. A business phone number is very important. So you want to make sure you got a VoIP. You want to make sure that your caller ID is in your business name. This is very simple to do. If you have AT&T or Verizon, you can literally go to them and change from a consumer to a commercial account. When I did it, I didn't have no extra fees. I kept my same phone. I kept the same plan, the same price, like nothing changed, right? But now I can actually write off my phone bill because it's in my business name. So if you don't have AT&T or Verizon, then you can also use a third party like GoDaddy. You get that through, or SmartLine, you will get that through GoDaddy. You can also use Freedom Voice, Grasshopper. There's a lot of different options out there. Try to stay under like $10 a month. If anybody is charging more than $10 a month, then find a different company, because most times you shouldn't be paying more than like $9.99 a month. Next, you want to do a business name search. So this is a step that a lot of people don't do, and then it bites them in the end. So there's 3 different places where you want to search your business name. You want to search it on a state level. So you want to make sure that the Secretary of State has the name available, and that nobody has that name that's similar to yours. You also want to search on social media. So go to namecheck.com. That way you don't have to worry about like going to Instagram, TikTok, all of these different places separately. You can go to one place, and namecheck.com has like 200 plus social media engines, and you literally put in your name one time and it will search it across all of these different social media engines, and it will tell you where it's available. And then of course on the federal level, if you ever decide to trademark your company, you want to make sure that there is not a trademark that is similar. All right. So federal trademarks are a little bit different than your state level, because they won't even let you, if the name is the same or anything similar, they won't even let you trademark it. So you just want to make sure, if you think that that's a possibility of something that you might want to do, that you do your research for that before you name your business and you do all of these steps. Because if you have to go backwards, it's a lot harder to undo something than it is to add on or to do something. The next step is to select your business entity and file at the Secretary of State. So one thing that I did not do when I started all of these business was I did not go to a CPA first. So I highly recommend you go to a CPA first to determine how you should file, because a LLC is not always going to be the best option. I paid almost $20,000 in taxes my first year in business because I made over $100,000 and I had an LLC, and I was double taxed. I was taxed basically as the employee and as the employer, and I could have avoided that if I would have had a S corp. All right. So again, another lesson I learned the hard way. So if you do have an LLC right now and you're like, man, I make that kind of money and I'm getting double taxed too, then what you want to do is you want to go to the IRS and you want to print off the form number 2553, and you want to change your tax filing. So you can still be considered a LLC, but you will be registered for your taxes as an S corp. And that way that's going to save you half of the money that you're spending in taxes every year. All right. So that's a biggie that nobody told me. So number 7 is your EIN number, which is absolutely free. A lot of people have come to me and said they paid $250, $350, $400 for an EIN number, and it just makes my skin crawl because people are really taking advantage. But your EIN number is absolutely free. You can only have one EIN number for a business, but you will need a EIN number for every business, a different EIN number for every business. So I have 7 businesses. They each have their own EIN number. Make sure if you haven't done step yet, when you do it, you print right then and there, you screenshot right then and there, you save it to your computer right then and there, because in the event that you don't, there's no login for you to just go log back in, right? and get it later. You have to contact the IRS. They're going to ask you a series of questions. If you don't answer the questions right, they won't be able to access your account. And you have to send certified letters and go through all of these extra steps just to get your EIN number. I have a client right now who can't even open up a business bank account because she didn't do like I told her. And now her EIN, she can't find it, and she can't do anything with business credit until she gets it. And she's going through all of these steps because it's not a way to just retrieve it. Like once they give it to you, once they show it to you on the screen, once that screen is going, it's going forever. Okay. So the next thing is going to be your business website. And so this is cool if it's only for informational purposes. You can really go with GoDaddy. Honestly, I think you can get a website for a whole year of GoDaddy for like $9.99. GoDaddy is like the Fiverr of like business resources. Like Fiverr is like the business resources capital, and GoDaddy is like where you just get all of this stuff done for your business, email, website, so on and so forth. So, but Wix, Google, all of those websites, if it's just an informational site, it's totally fine. You just want to be credible to lenders. All right. So even when you are doing some of the vendor accounts, they're still going to check to see, like, is your business online? Do you have a website? Do you have social media presence? And that's what's the most important, because if they can't find you, they're going to deny you. So the ultimate way to establish web presence is to register at listyourself.net. And so it's a quick process. You go to listyourself.net, you put in all of your business information, you give them your business phone number, and then you click how you want to verify. And then more than likely, I always tell people to choose to call with the code. And so they'll call that business number, they'll give you a code, you will enter the code online, and then they'll let you know that your registration is complete. We'll send you an email once your listing is live. So this is just putting you in a national directory, a national business directory. So anytime a lender tries to go and find your information online, you will pop up. But in addition to that, it's always good to have a Google business listing. And then if you want to have a website as well, or social media as well. So the next thing is to know your code. So your SIC code and your NACIS code, these are just basically codes that identify your business industry. So let's say, for example, you are in credit repair, and I just told you credit repair was a high risk industry. Okay. So you will want to go check and see what your SIC code is. And if it says credit repair, you will want to change it to like business consulting. Okay, because technically credit repair is still business consulting, but credit repair is high risk and business consulting is not. So your SIC codes and your NACIS codes, you just want to make sure that they're in around the area that you're doing business, but it does not have to be exact. All right. 9 out of 10 times you're only going to be required to use these when you are opening up a business bank account, or sometimes like you will see it on NAV. So when you create a NAV account, you will see it there. But just always make sure you know what these codes are. So if anytime you're doing a grant application, a loan application, and they ask you what is your code, you will be able to, you'll be able to provide it. And then lastly is a business bank account. So yes, you do need a business bank account. You never want to commingle your funds. You want to keep business and personal completely separated. All right. So choose the financial institution that you normally use for your personal. A lot of times they will have a business account. So for me, I was using Navy Federal, and I contacted them like, hey, I just opened a business. Do you guys have business accounts? And they do. So you can choose banks or credit unions. I highly recommend to do both. So I have a bank account and I have a credit union account for each one of my businesses, because banks have different lending terms than credit unions do. Also, you don't want to put all of your eggs in one basket, right? So if you need $100,000 in funding, but you only have one account, if they don't approve you for 100,000, then now you have no more options, right? But if you have 4 accounts and you can go after each account and get 25,000 from each one, now you have more options. Okay. So open up a checking and a savings. I use my checking for all of my expenses, and I use my savings for all of my deposits. That way, whenever I go to apply for lending, if they ask me for my bank statements, they're only getting a statement with either incoming or outgoing. They're not getting a whole bunch of mixed things like, oh, here's a deposit one day, but then you went to Wendy's the other day, and it's just, no. You want to keep it as clear, cutthroat as you possibly can. It's going to help you for lending purposes. It's also going to help you when it comes to completing your profit and loss statements that you should be doing at least on a minimum on a quarterly basis, because you will get one account that literally is all expenses, so you will know what your business expenses was, and then you will get another account with all deposits, so you will know what your business revenue was. It makes it super, super easy. For anybody who joins my membership or my mentorship, I do have a business credit mentorship that's attached to the purchase of my book. I actually do give you the banks to go to get no doc loans for your business. So that's really thebomb.com, because you can actually go into the bank and get up to $50,000, and it's just stated income. As long as you have these 12 steps completed and you have your foundation set, you can get money, and there's no tax returns that's required. There's no bank statements that's required. It's literally just stated income. Okay, so the 3 credit bureaus that the business credit is going to be reporting to is going to be Dun & Bradstreet, Experian Business, and Equifax Business. And they all have different ranges. So the first 2 is going to be a range of 0 to 100. Okay, so for Dun & Bradstreet, they identify their business score as a paydex score. So your paydex score needs to be a 80. All right. So for Experian Business, they identify the business score as an IntelliScore, and that score needs to be a 75. And then for Equifax Business, it goes from like a 225 to a 580. So in order to be in the green, you have to be a little bit closer to the 500s. To be in like the yellow area, you want to be around like 300. A lot of starter vendors only use your paydex score. I'm just going to be honest with you. A few of them will use your IntelliScore, but 9 out of 10 times they're going to be looking for that paydex score, because Dun & Bradstreet is the big credit bureau on the business credit side. So the 2 that you really want to put most of your focus is the first 2. And then that last one, as time is going on, you can kind of build that up so that you can have all green, but it's not going to be crucial in order for you to start building your accounts. So for starter accounts, you're typically going to see net 30 terms. So net 30 just basically means that you're free from any charges for 30 days. So if you get an account today, you literally will be able to order your inventory, order your supplies. It will be delivered to you tomorrow, but you won't pay for it until 30 days from now. And it's not always net 30 with gas cards. It could be a net 10 or net 7. With some other companies like Amazon, before they decided to go away with their business line of credit, it was a net 55. So you just want to make sure that you pay attention to the actual term date. But as far as a net account is basically just saying that, hey, we're giving you this on a loan, right? And you have this many days before you actually will have a payment due. So this is a really golden rule that I have followed for the last 3 years, and it's helped all of my clients. It's never come back to me void. So I call it the 10-day rule. I don't know what other people call it, or if other people even know about it, but I call it the 10-day rule. And so when you're dealing with vendor accounts, a lot of times I get people that say, hey, like I got Quill, I got Uline and Granger, and I ordered and I paid, but for some reason I don't see my scores, or I see my scores, but they're still low. So the thing with business credit is you can't pay on time. You have to pay early. All right. So the 10-day rule is basically saying that, hey, if you order from a vendor and you get your invoice, you need to wait 10 days before paying your invoice. So I know some people get, happy and they like, I got the money, I'm just going to pay it. But the problem is, if you pay it too soon, it shows up as a cash transaction and it does nothing for your business credit. Okay. So let's just say hypothetically, you order something on the 25th of the month, right? So you order something on the 25th of February, it's going to be due March
25th. Okay, so the earliest you want to pay is on March 5th. You don't want to pay more than 10 days early. So you want to wait. You want to let it sit for a little while. And then the latest you want to pay is March 15th, because on the same token on the backside, you want to pay at least 10 days early. So you want to wait 10 days before you pay, but then you want to pay at least 10 days before your due date. So in this same scenario, if we purchase something on the 25th and it's due on the 25th, the latest day that we want to pay this invoice is actually the 15th. All right. And if you follow that for all of your vendor accounts, so this is not going to be for later on when you have revolving accounts and charge cards and credit cards, but this is just for the starter accounts. If you follow this rule, then you're going to see green scores and you're going to see the highest scores that you can get. So even though, for example, like with Experian, the Intella score, the minimum is 75, remember it goes up to 100. So if you follow this rule, it'll put you in that 90, 95, and the higher and the closer you are to 100, the better you're going to look to lenders. So some of those vendor accounts that I'm talking about, when it comes to gas cards, there's so many different options. Literally, like probably wherever you get gas, they have a commercial account. But the easiest ones to apply and get approved for will be Fuelman, Pilot, Flying J, and BP. BP is probably going to be the most beneficial because it's a MasterCard. And once you use your card for a set amount of time that's determined by BP, and you pay your card off every month, it actually turns into a full service MasterCard, meaning if they gave you a $5,000 fuel balance or credit limit, then now you have a $5,000 credit limit that you can use for anything, right? So you can go out the country and spend it. You can go buy inventory. You can go whatever you need to use it for, as long as MasterCard is accepted where you're using that card. I actually like A2B. So A2B is a newer account. You do have to have that business that business checking account to be able to get approved for A2B. But as long as you have your entity with the state, you have your EIN number, and you have that business checking account, then you will get approved with A2B. And I like them because they actually do automatic withdrawals from your business bank account when your due date comes around, because it is a net 7. So it comes pretty fast, right? And most fuel cards, the late fee is $75. $75 is a lot of money. All right, $75 is a lot, especially because you have to remember to make your payment before 3 p.m. and on a weekday. So if your payment is due on a Saturday and you didn't pay on a Friday by 3 p.m., even if you pay on Saturday and it's due on Saturday, you're still going to be hit with a late fee. Okay, so just keep that in mind. With your phone, like I mentioned earlier, if you have AT&T and Verizon, it's a really easy switch. You just basically go from consumer to commercial. But if not, the other Grasshopper, Smartline, they don't report or whatnot, but you can switch to like internet service like Spectrum, Xfinity, Comcast, whatever is in your area, and you can get phone service through them. So like I have a landline and my Wi-Fi, and it's all under my business name. Okay. And remember, these are all tax write-offs as well. So even if some of these don't report, you can get eCredible. So eCredible is a service that is a self-reporting service. And basically you pay $49.95 to start. And then you pay, I want to say $19.95 a month, but you can do self-reporting. So all of these accounts that I just named that may not report, AT&T, Verizon, Spectrum, Comcast, anything that you pay for your business, you can report through eCredible, and eCredible will report it for you. So you still gonna get the credit for it, all right? So now for supplies, inventory, and equipment, depending on what type of supplies, inventory, and equipment, you can use Uline, also Quill, or Granger. I'm a Uline fan. I feel like you can order everything on Uline except for food. And it comes really fast. If you live in Georgia, it's literally gonna come the very next day because their main warehouse is actually in Braselton, Georgia. So it's North Georgia. Wise is a company that does business plans, but you're able to do payment plans with them. So if you don't have a business plan for your business, especially if you're thinking about getting into the commercial space, like getting an event space or salon suites or a storage unit or anything of that nature, you're going to definitely need a business plan. So Wise is a company where you can go, you can get a business plan, create it, and put it on payment plan. Put it on a payment plan. Your payments will get reported to the business credit bureaus. And then back to that business address, like I was saying, Opus is going to report your monthly payment to the bureaus as well. So it's going to serve a dual purpose. You're going to have a business address, and then you're going to also have a trade line. So for Dun & Bradstreet, for your Paydex score, you now have to have 3 reporting trade lines to see a score. So if you started this process and you started getting some of these accounts and you're like, I still, when I go to NAV, I don't see my Paydex score, it's because you don't have 3 accounts that's reporting. You have to have a minimum of 3 accounts, okay? So once you get those 3 accounts, you will see your Paydex score. For the other 2, you actually only need 1 account to kick in a score, but the stronger the more accounts you have, the stronger your report is going to look. So I tell my clients to do 3, 3, and 3, but the requirement is 3, 1, and 1. Okay, so NAV, which I've been mentioning quite a few times, is basically going to be the place that you go, is going to be your hub for everything business credit. So you're going to see your scores on NAV. You're going to be able to pull your credit reports on NAV. You're going to be able to see your utilization. You're going to be able to determine if you need to dispute any information on there. So it's crucial, it's mandatory. You can't get out of it. Like if you're building business credit, you have to have a NAV account, okay? So my recommendation is the Loan Builder account. And that is going to actually report as a loan. So it's going to help you whenever you go to get a loan, because it looks like you're already responsible with paying back a loan. So the Loan Builder account is $53.99 a month, or if you do it quarterly, you can save 20%. But even if you don't do the Loan Builder account, which also is going to give you your small business FICO score, and you need that when you get ready to do bank loans and SBA loans, it has to be at least a minimum of 160. So the only way you're going to know what that score is if you have the Loan Builder account. Because if you do the Business Boost account, they actually hide the small business FICO score from you, so you won't know what it is. It is a little bit cheaper, but it's only like $5 cheaper. So I always tell people to just go ahead and get the Loan Builder account, so you get that FICO score and so that you get that loan reporting. Okay, that is so crucial. A couple charge cards that you can get with a business bank account is going to be Jeeves and Divvy. And so basically the difference between a charge card and a credit card is a credit card is revolving. You can carry your balance over from month to month and just be charged interest for the amount that you don't pay. But with a charge card, whatever you use is due on your due date. So if you have a $5,000 credit limit and you use the full $5,000, that $5,000 is going to be due on your due date. So what I like to tell my clients is get Jeeves and get Divvy. Okay. Make your due date for Jeeves at the beginning of the month and make your due date for Divvy at the middle of the month. So that way you can basically rotate your balances. So if you have $5,000 on your Jeeves account and you got $5,000 on your Divvy account, you really got $10,000 at all times. Because when your Jeeves account is due, you're going to take your money from your Divvy account and pay your Jeeves account. And then when your Divvy account is due, you're going to take the money from your Jeeves account and pay your Divvy account, or back, or vice versa, whatever I just said. But basically, if you separate your due dates by at least 2 weeks, you never are necessarily coming out of pocket any money. You're just basically transferring what's owed from one account to the other account. And I know that's probably confusing, so I'll wait for the questions on that one. All right. So that's the short and sweet introduction into business credit. And it, of course, it gets a lot deeper than that. But you got to start somewhere, and your foundation is the most important part. I don't even care about how much money you can get, what kind of accounts you want to get, whether you want a PG or not PG. You gotta have that foundation set. That is the most important. So those 12 steps is literally gonna be your bread and butter, and you literally can just wash, rinse, and repeat for every business after that. Once you get that process set, it's the same for any business that you start moving forward.
Girl, I'm just like, oh my gosh. The jewels that you just dropped, there is a lot of questions above. Um, I'm blown away. Y'all, what y'all got to say? Can you see the chat at all?
Okay, let me see. I'm about to, oh my God, 30
Or do you
messages.
guys want to come on? Yeah.
Okay, let me see. I don't got my glasses.
Or you guys want to come on and just ask? Come unmute and ask. I know Corey, she said.
Okay, so this is Corey. I do got I do got questions. Sorry, y'all, but I'm hoping that there's questions that other people have too. So one of my first questions was you mentioned the Airbnb funding,
Mhm.
and you said that was pretty much a easier business to start or what have you. What credit accounts will you recommend to start the Airbnb? That's my first question.
Okay, wait. Let me answer that one first.
Okay.
Okay. So the credit card, the accounts to start Airbnb, I would say my top would be Sam's Club, because Sam's Club, you could pretty much buy everything. Like, if y'all don't know the power of Sam's Club, if you go on samsclub.com and just start typing stuff in, beds, sheets, like whatever, like you could pretty much find everything on Sam's Club. So I would say Sam's Club. You could also use your Sam's Club at walmart.com too. So whatever Sam's Club ain't got, pretty much Walmart, Wally World got everything. I will also say JCPenney. JCPenney has a commercial card that's really, 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 really easy to get. And most JCPenney stores have home departments. So when you're doing Airbnb, you're looking for decor, you're looking for sheets, you're looking for pots, pans, all of those different things. You're going to be able to find that at JCPenney's. And then I would have said Amazon, but Amazon discontinued their business line of credit. But honestly, with those three, Walmart, Sam's Club, and JCPenney's, you could pretty much get all of your decor and all of your furniture. And then as far as your deposit, because you would have to pay a deposit, the two charge cards that I mentioned, Divvy and G's, you could just liquidate those and take your deposit off of there.
Okay, and you said that they are based on what you have in your account. So you would probably need to have like $15,000 in your account.
Oh, no. You don't have to have 15,000 in there to get a good limit, but you definitely want to have some money in there. Like, you don't want to send them an account with $100 in it. I would say you want to have anywhere between like $2,000 to $5,000 in your account. And of course, the more money you have in your account, the higher your limit you're going to get approved for. But I always tell people to apply for them when like right before you pay all your bills. Like, a lot of people like pay all their bills at like the first of the month or something like that. So if at the end of the month, if you have the most money in your account before you pay your bills, apply for Divvy and apply for G's, and then, you know what I'm saying, and then pay your bills or whatever. But no, definitely not 15,000. I don't think at the time that I got any of those accounts, I was coming into money like that. Like, these was in like my beginning days when I was still like struggling.
Okay, thank you. And
You're
then
welcome.
my other question is, does Sam Club require a prior authorization? I mean, a PG. I say prior authorization. You can tell my day job is working in medical administration. So do they require a PG, which is a personal guarantor? The Sam work or your social?
So I have to test the waters on that, because up to December of last year, they did not. But supposedly they changed their requirements, and starting in 2023, they are requiring you to personally guarantee. So none of my clients have went and got Sam's Club yet this year. And so I don't have an answer for you. So I'm going to actually probably go test it out myself, because I like to have factual information. So I can't really answer that. Prior to now, no, you can literally just apply for Sam's Club with your EIN number. But if true indeed, if they did change their policies and now they're requiring you to personally guarantee, you will have to attach your social security number to Sam's Club applications.
Okay. And then the other one, are there any major credit cards that new businesses can apply for? Because are there any major credit cards? So I know that you said I don't know, I wrote it down, I'm sorry. I know you gave us information on plastics.com, and was it manufacturers.com?
Oh no, I was just saying that the way to liquidate. So plastic is an actual company, but it's not a credit card though. It's a company that you're going to liquidate you're going to use to liquidate your credit cards. And
Okay.
then manufacturing spending is just a process, and that's the process of purchasing gift cards, using the gift cards to purchase money orders, and then depositing them into your bank account, and that's another way to liquidate your funds. But as far as like major credit cards, honestly, it's not too many major credit cards that you're going to be able to get that you don't have to personally guarantee. Most of the cards that you will get without a personal guarantee is going to be charge cards. The only one like kit and caboodle thus far has been that Sam's Club MasterCard and then that BP MasterCard. So both of those up until now, you've been able to just apply for using your EIN number and you know what I'm saying, and getting crazy limits. Like most of my clients going into Sam's Club was getting $8,000 to $12,000, right? And then there's two different cards. You can get the store card and or the MasterCard. So if you get the store card and they give you 8,000, and then you get the MasterCard and they give you 20,000, now you got $28,000 and you didn't have to personally guarantee. But again, that was prior to Sam's Club changing their policy. So if they change their policy, that's going to change. But those are the only two that I know of that's MasterCard, or major credit cards where you don't have to personally guarantee. Everybody else, American Express, all of these other accounts, yeah, they gonna want you to have your social. Capital on Tap does a soft pull, so it's not a personal guarantee, but your credit still is applied. So if you have like just not a good personal credit report, then even Capital on Tap will deny you. But if your credit report is decent though, it won't be a personal guarantee and it won't even be a hard pull. It's just a soft pull, but you do have to have good credit for Capital on Tap.
Okay. And then one more question. What is for a person starting out getting business credit, what are the cards that you recommend so that they can get the BP MasterCard? They can get the Sam's Club MasterCard? Because I know that you were saying you can apply for the BP card initially and then get that, and then you can turn it into, and then maybe they turn it into a MasterCard. Is that what you said?
Yeah, so the way the BP card works is at first it's a fuel card and it's fuel card only. And then as you gradually use your card, then they'll say, oh, okay, now we're opening it up to maintenance too. So now you can go get car washes, oil change, buy wiper blades. And then as you use it a little bit more, they'll say, oh, okay, you really rocking with us. So let's just go ahead and give you the full privilege of having a MasterCard, right? So it's over a process of time, and there is no set guideline. Is just whenever they decide, like they'll send you an email and they'll tell you like, hey, okay, you have full access now to your $5,000 credit limit as a full service MasterCard. But yeah, so that's basically how that works.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, you're welcome. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Mhm.
How would I apply like this stuff to the dog breeding business? I have like my LLC, I have the EIN, I did the registration and all that stuff. And I of course had to pay the startup costs out of pocket, such as C-section and all that for my female.
Mhm.
But yeah, how would I start with that?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I really don't know like what your expenses are with your dog breeding business. Can you tell me like what a couple of them are, and I can kind of like guide you into the right direction?
Yeah, for instance, C-section is $2,000 or more. If it's an emergency, it'll be 5,000, usually 4 to 5,000, or a little more if there's complications. And then you have like all the supplies as far as whelping supplies. I whelp the litter, and then you have like the whelping box. You have vet feet. You got to take them to the vet for the shots, the exam. Of course,
Okay.
dog. Yeah, it's like all kinds of stuff you have to buy to raise a litter.
So what are you currently like? Are you currently just using your personal funds, like your personal bank account, your savings and stuff like that?
Yeah, I did open. I have a business card, but it was like my own money in that account.
Gotcha. Got you. Okay. So it looked like you're gonna need a lot of open line credits. So what you want to do is you want to basically, have you started the process of building your business credit? Like, have you completed all of those 12 steps that I mentioned?
No, not at all.
Okay.
I'm
So you
gonna-
want to start there. You basically want to just build your foundation, because in order to get some of the business credit cards that you're going to need to have just those open lines of credit, you're going to have business scores. So you want to start there, build your foundation. So get you at least one vendor account, get you at least one gas account. And then you would definitely benefit from eCredible, because even though you're using your personal funds right now, if you just go open that business bank account and you switch from using your personal debit card to using your business debit card, now you can show receipts in your business name and you can report it to eCredible, and then eCredible will start reporting it as the trade line to all of the business credit bureaus. So your main goal right now, starting off, should literally be just completing your foundation and getting your business scores to actually post, so that you can then go and start getting these other like charge cards and credit cards, and deciding if you want to personally guarantee them or not, because you basically need open lines of credit, or what you need is a line of credit from the bank. So if you go and you pick the bank account that you want to get your business, you want to open your business bank account with, talk to them about what the process is to get a line of credit. Normally, a business credit card and a business line of credit you can get at the same time with the same inquiry, right? And it's a lot easier to get both of those, a LOC and a CC, than it is to get a loan. And then that way you can go, and now instead of spending your money and instead of spending money up front, now you can go and you can pull for that line of credit. So let's say you got a $50,000 line of credit, but you know that, okay, your vet bills for the next 3 months is going to be 10,000. Now you can go and you can pull that 10,000 and you will only be charged interest on the actual amount that you actually pull, and you only have to pay back on that amount, versus being charged interest on the whole $30,000 loan, and you're paying interest on the whole $30,000 loan, although you only need 10,000, right? And so that's the best way to do it. And then as you use your line of credit, you can ask for increases. And same thing with your credit cards. You guys should be asking for, on the business and personal side, you guys should be asking for credit limit increases every 3 months. Every 3 months, you should be asking for a credit limit increase. I'm gonna just give you an example with American Express. American Express will 2.5 times your credit limit every 3 months. So if you start with $1,000 in 3 months, they're gonna give you 2.5 thousand, and then 3 months after that, they're gonna give you, I think, 7.5, if I'm doing my math right. And then 3 months after that, you're gonna get whatever 7.5 times 2.5 is. So you will start with $1,000 at the beginning of the year, and by the end of the year, you end up with a $20,000 credit limit, and all you did was ask for credit limit increases. No more hard pulls. You didn't produce any more income statements or anything like that. Like, you have to be able to know these things so that you can maximize your potential spending. And you can do the same thing with your business credit accounts.
Okay, so which credit, which one would you recommend for breeding? As far as like which company should I start with? Like I have the business.
For credit cards?
I have the business account, and it says, like, my card says business credit, but it was like self-funded.
Who is the business account with?
In Michigan State Federal Credit Union.
Okay, so just go to them and just ask them what their process is to get a line of credit in your business name. Is it a credit card that you have, or you just have like a bank account with a debit card?
I think it's a bank account with a debit card.
Okay, so you just want to ask them what is their process to get an actual credit card and to get a line of credit. And they'll tell you, oh, you got to be in business for a year, maybe you got to be in business for 2 years. Like, they'll tell you all of the requirements and all of the stipulations. So I would just start there if you need it now. But if you are looking for something long term, then it's going to take you anywhere from 60 to 90 days to actually build your business foundation before you can even go out and start applying for anything. But in your case, I don't necessarily know of a credit card that's strictly for dog breeders. I've never had a client in that industry, but the charge cards that I mentioned today, like Jeeves and and Divvy, they don't have any type of stipulations on it. So if you get a $5,000 credit limit with them, you just got $5,000 to spend. You see what I'm saying? Same thing with Sam's Club MasterCard. You get a Sam's Club MasterCard with $20,000 on it, you just got $20,000 to spend. So you could spend it anywhere. It doesn't matter what industry you're in.
Okay. That makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, that's so good. I'm over here like, oh my gosh. Who else? Before we
I
wrap it
got
up.
a quick question. Can I ask?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I've done my 12 steps. I believe I got the foundation set, but when I haven't applied for credit for my business yet. So moving forward, do you suggest you just start with one and just wait a while? Or do you just say apply for those 3 different credit things that you mentioned and start right there? Or how should I jump into that? Just one at a time?
Do you have business credit scores already?
I don't know for sure.
Do you have NAV?
I've never applied for business credit, so I never actually even looked it up.
So probably not. Okay, so you want to start with NAV. You want to get nav.com.
Okay, I got
So
that written down.
that's yep. So that's your first one. You want to get a fuel card, and then you want to get at least 1 or 2 of the starter accounts.
Okay.
So either like a Uline or Granger or Quill. You can do eCredible. But you want to have probably like 4 to 5 accounts, because remember, you need at least a minimum of 3 that's reporting in order to get those scores. And then once you get those scores, you can start venturing off to get in other things. Like you're going to need that business credit score, that 75 experience, to even be approved for like Sam's Club, right?
Okay.
So at some point, your scores are going to be a requirement to actually be able to get approved for some of these accounts. But just starting off, just having NAV, a fuel card, and then 2 or 3 vendor accounts, that's going to be just enough in order for your scores to actually populate.
Perfect. Okay, thank you so much. This was awesome.
You're welcome.
Notes.
Anybody else? Rachel, I seen you had a few questions. Did you want to ask them, or did they get answered?
They kind of got answered. You know what? I was locked out of my Dun & Bradstreet and my NAV, but so I do have, I have an ADB card. I've been actively using Quill probably for a year now. I do have eCredible. What would be the next, like, would it be Sam's Club or Walmart, or what would you suggest? I basically have my insurance business, so I would be using this for marketing, or just to basically continue to buy, household supplies via Quill to keep my business credit building. And
what's your business credit scores?
I don't know. That's what I was trying. I was locked out of both of those. I was trying to look before I asked you the question.
Okay. So
but I
if
believe
your
I
business
looked before, maybe I had an A on one of them, but I don't know the numbers off the top of my head right now.
Okay. So if you see letters, then you actually need to upgrade your account, because you should see numbers instead of letters. So anybody who goes onto their NAV account and they see like ABC, that just means that you need to upgrade so that you can actually see what your true business credit score is, or if you have one. So when you get logged in, if you find out that your experience is at least a 75, then I would say go ahead and apply for Sam's Club right away. Like that should be everybody's next step. As soon as they scores post, you should be flying to Sam's Club. All right.
Okay.
So Sam's Club would definitely be it. And then right now, even if you don't know your scores, you should be able to apply for the charge cards. So go on Jeeves.com, go on Divvy. I think it's getdivvy.com, and get both of those charge cards, because you can start building your relationship with them, and then asking for credit limit increases as well. And then moving forward, you will want to then start to find out from your financial institution, like, what do I need to do to get a line of credit? What do I need to do to get a credit card? And so on and so forth. I personally like American Express. It is a PG, but they hit you one time, and I kind of feel like once you're in the door, they kind of like are really relaxed with like approving you for other American Express cards. And you can have 5 American Express cards at once.
Okay, got it.
5 American Express business cards or personal cards?
Yeah, business. I don't know about the personal side. I actually don't have any personal American Express. I only have business, because to me, first of all, the business is going to report to your business credit, and then 2, I just think the business credit cards have better like rates, they have better terms. I know like there's purchase power on the business side. I don't know if the personal side has purchase power. So yeah, so definitely the business side. The top two that I would say would be the blue cash and the gold. So the cash is no fee, no annual fee. The gold, I think it's like $200, something like that. But it's so many perks. I'm telling you, you're gonna get that $200 back 10 times.
And what about your book? How can we order for giving us all this information, for sharing? I like to know, how can we turn back around and support you? How can we get your book, order your book? And then how do we, sign up to be your client if we have other people that, give your information out to get more clients and stuff like that?
I think Desiree just put it in the chat. She just dropped my
did.
website. Yes.
Oh.
So it's so funny too, because I swear I didn't plan it this way, but I literally just launched my website this morning. I had been working on my website for the last few months, and the website designer actually went into preterm labor. So everything came to like a halt. So I had to postpone everything. And then this morning I was finally able to like relaunch it. So if you go to my website, which is coachmejewell.com.
Look at it. Woo! I wasn't
Sorry,
ready.
y'all, I look a little rough tonight.
But look at the real her.
Oh, this looks so pretty. Thank you so much.
But
So,
real quick, let me show y'all her book, because I did that. We did that.
Desiree did the book. She did.
Go ahead, sis.
Absolutely.
How do we purchase this and get, because I'm doing mine, I'm getting in. I need to have you help me. So is this the link?
So you can purchase the book from this link right here. I literally do post office runs every day. It's crazy. But I do post office runs every day. So I will mail your book out to you right away. And then once you get the book, I will send you an email with the link to my mentorship, which is basically just a private Facebook group. And I go live in that group every Thursday. So any type of help, additional assistance you need right now. So I actually go through the book with them. Right now we just finished the last part of the book. So next week is going to be a live Q&A. And then starting the first Thursday in March, which I want to say is the second, I'm not looking at my calendar right now, but the second, we're going to start all the way back over. So if you're wanting to join in on that mentorship group, then you will want to get your book anywhere between now and the end of the month, so that on the second, you can hop in on page 1, day 1, right? And then we go literally through the whole book 1 week at a time. And also, like, everything is on my website. So my one-on-one coaching is on there. Any of my master classes, so like from my notary, I record master classes. I also have a notary membership, which is $9.99 a month. That's a Telegram group. And I'm basically live in there every single day. So if you're trying to become a notary, you're trying to make additional income, that is a 6-figure business, one of the 3 that I have. So that's another option. My book is on there. Everything that you need is on that website. Trust and believe me. If you're looking for it, you're gonna find it on there. If you need to schedule a discovery call, whatever you need to do, send me an email, contact me. You can do it on that website.
I'm buying your book right now.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. That book is a testimony in itself. And Desiree was so patient with me. And when I tell you, like, listen, that book done did some things, okay? I ordered 100 author copies thinking like, oh, I'm gonna be good for a long time. I'm gonna have to order another 100 author copies. People are still buying from Amazon on top of buying from me. I started this mentorship group with the book. I'm trying to get the book on some shelves. I actually got it right here. I'm trying to get the book on some shelves at some Black bookstores here in Atlanta. So it's a process, but it's been very rewarding, and I'm just so glad I did it. Desiree, tell them, was I not struggling?
Girl, you were, but no, you did amazing. And the reason why I always say, people who have, heavy stuff, heavy, you had a powerful testimony in there of everything. And so, that comes with a lot of warfare, but we got it out. And it is, I mean, just doing it, I was literally like, oh my gosh, let me fix this on my credit because I didn't have my foundation together. And that book literally changed that. And now I'm ready to get coached. Okay. So I'm coming in.
Well,
y'all
come on. Y'all all can come
in.
on.
Yes. So I dropped that link, ladies. It's okay for us to be out here trying to wing it, but I mean, just to be honest, I watch sis daily. I mean, the money, the businesses, everything that she has, and to know that she's not just coming out of pocket like I've been doing. It's amazing to know that those resources are out there, but we don't know how to do them unless we, go with somebody who done already walked that. And so don't sleep on the help. She has literally dropped some jewels, but you need somebody to help you. And so I'm getting in. Come on in with me. The link is on there. Look at her beautiful website and jump in, ladies.
Thank you.
Jump
and
in.
y'all can follow me on Facebook too. So my name on Facebook is just Jewell Bozman.
Yes.
Yeah, so y'all can follow me on Facebook. I usually post like a lot of stuff, like a lot of information and a lot of stuff on there. So even
Come
if
on, Sade. Yeah, Sade getting in with me.
Oh yes, yep.
I love it. So let's do it.
Tap in wherever you can, whether it's coaching 101, whether it's the membership, whether it's the mentorship, whether it's just ordering the book, just tap in somewhere.
Yeah, it's our year to get it going, ladies. So thank you so much, Jewel. This was more than I could have even expected. Thank you so much for your yes. And ladies, the replay will go out to the email list. If you're not on the email list, go into Sis Get Up. It's right there in our files. Don't miss this. You're going to need to replay this over and over because I am. So jump in her program. Make sure you being active in the group. And until next time, sis, get up and we'll see you guys. Have an amazing night.
Good night.
Good night.